Hello YouTube, Mr. Beam is here with another video. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a line-based 2D family for bars. So as you can see, this is the elevation of the wall, and so we have a L bar here, and if I click on this L bar and type in CS, so it's working like this. So I can just sketch it like a line. So if I select on this one, so there is an option for cog1 and cog2. Cog is actually 90-degree bends for the reinforcement, so I can have two cogs to the ends. I can just choose not to have any cog, and this is exactly as like a line working. I also can have dot cog, which is going into the page from one end. So but for this time we are going just only to have a cog1 and cog2. And the thing is, you can change the size of the cog. It can be 150, you can change it to 300, and so you have lots of flexibility. And imagine that if I want just to have a creating similar and having an L bar here, so it's very easy. Instead of sketching with just the normal line, because if you sketch it with just normal line, you have to sketch one line here, one line here, then creating this radius, which is 30 millimeters. So you're doing at least 3 to 4 clicks, but only with this family you're reducing the clicks. And imagine that in entire project how many clicks you can save. So always using a 2D family is a smart way, and it just makes the whole project consistent in terms of showing structural elements. So as this family is a line based, we are going to the file menu and click on new and the family. Let's go to the English folder and looking for metric detail item line based. Let's open it. So now let's go to the line and let's sketch a line here. I'm going to tap escape. The thing that we need two reference lines here and here. So I'm going to click one of them, typing CS for creating similar. I'm going to use the pick lines. I'm going to use the offset 30. So as these rebars are indicative for all of them, we are going to use the radius of 30 regardless of their size. So I'm going to pick this line, and picking this line here, I'm going to hit escape, typing DI for dimension. I'm clicking on this, clicking on this, clicking on this, and clicking on this. The reason that I'm first clicking on this one, because this is a right reference and that one is a left. So it's like if I first click on this line, then this line, so we will not receive the result that we want. So we want, whenever we moving this line, that 30, if we're going to lock it, it always will be 30. So for example, right now is let me just do the Control Z to undo. If I lock this one, so this is the line we are sketching. So whenever I'm moving this line, that 30 is always there. So let's hit escape. I'm going to change the scale to 1 to 5 just to have a more readable length. I'm just going to also move this one to around 200, 250. So now I'm going to just lock that one and also locking this dimension. So what I'm going to do is just on the create tab creating another line. So the line is like this. So I'm going to create a line here and then a line there. Same thing the other side, creating a line here and line up to this intersection. So whenever I'm clicking on this line and creating similar, you can just go to the create a line. So let's click on the fillet arc, and for the radius let's hit 30. I'm going to pick this line and pick that line. That's okay. Let's delete the elements, and I'm going again to the line, to this fillet arc, radius 30, picking this and picking that, and that's it. So we can delete this one, and that one is clean. So what we are going to do is typing AL, picking this line, picking these points and lock it, picking this line and picking this point and lock it. Let's hit escape. Let's test this one. I'm going to move this one and see that's what will happen. So as you can see, so it's perfectly just moving the radius and the cog. So now I'm going to type DI, picking this line, picking this point, and same thing the other side, picking this reference line and this point, just picking somewhere here. I'm hitting escape, clicking these two dimension and going to the create parameter. I'm going to set it as instance, because instance to instance maybe is different. So I will name it cog size, and I'm clicking on OK. Let's test it. Let's go to the family types. Let's change this cog size to 150, and let's click to apply to see the changes. Let's test 300. Let's apply. Let's test 100. And click on apply, and you can see that it's changing size. Okay, so now as you can see, there is no option for having a straight line reinforcement or just L or double L. So what we are going to do, we are going to select these two lines, and on the visible we are going to click on this associate family parameter and new parameter, and instance we are going to call it cog number 1, and clicking on OK, click on OK. Let's do the same thing for these two lines, and on the visible click on that and create a new parameter instance, and let's call this one cog2 or cogn2 or whatever we want, and we have to categorize them as graphics. Going to click on OK, click on OK. Same thing, we have to do it for the cog1. As you can see, the cog1 is categorized as other. So we can just edit the parameter and categorize it as graphics, which is there, and click on OK, click on OK. So the thing is, whenever we're clicking the mouse here and this cog1 is off, so it will just show the line from this here, from this intersection. So we have to have extra straight line there. So I'm going to click on create and line, picking this intersection to this intersection, clicking on escape, picking this intersection to this intersection and hitting escape. Let's test it and see that if it's working correctly. Seems as work correct. That's okay. We don't need to align anything else. So now what will happen? So I'm going to click on this line. I'm going to associate a visible parameter, but I will just name it as A and click on OK and click on OK. For the other one, I'm going to click on the visible and associate another parameter as an instance, this time B, and both of them are on the other because we really don't need them, but we just want them because we have to use actually a condition for them. So let's go to the family types. So the thing is, whenever cog1 is on, which is this one, we should not see this line. So that means this equals to not front is open, front is closed, cog1. The same thing for the B. Whenever cog2 is on, we don't want to see the B, which is this line. But whenever B is on, we don't want to see the cog2. That means this is straight. So now again, we can just call this one not cog2, hitting the apply. As you can see, cog1 and cog2 are on, and A and B are grayed out. That means they are not going to be shown. So let's say we want just only show the cog2, not cog1. What will happen? Hitting the apply. Now this is gray. This is not going to be shown, but this part is going to be shown. So the bar is from here to here. So let's click on OK. And let's save this family as a, let's say, master beam L bar underline Linebased. I'm going to just have a one backup for it, and I'm going to just save it. Let's load it to the project. I'm going to use it. Let's go to annotate and component, Mr. Beam L bar Linebased. Let's test it. I'm going to just delete this one. I'm just clicking on this one. So let's change the cog size to 300, and let's test that if I click on cog1. Perfect. Can you see that? So it's starting from this dot by just automatically creating a radius for it. Let's uncheck it and makes this area straight. So let's uncheck both of them, and it just act as a line. So now there is a problem. So this line is thicker. So how much this line is thicker? So the thing is, before I creating this family, we was using the line. So if I type DL for line, and if I go to, so this one is it's all depends on your project. So let's go to the section concrete rail bars, which is this one. This is the reinforcement we need. So we have to just check that what is the thickness of this line. So we have to go to the manage tab, and let's go to additional and to the line styles. I'm going to expand this one and also expand this one. So we have to look for concrete or section concrete rail bars. So as you can see, its line projection is 5. How we know, how we are sure? Let's just change its color to yellow. If I apply, hit the apply, you can see that its color just changed. So let's find it again. I'm not sure why just resetting going to the top of the page. Revo bars, I'm going to just change it to the black, and we know that the line projection is 5. Let's click on OK. Let's click on our family, going to the edit family. Let's go to the manage object styles. Let's create a new. Let's call it just 5. And I'm going just to click on OK. So let's change this projection to 5. Everything should be kept as black and solid. Let's click on OK. So let's select all the lines we have, and also these 2 tiny lines. And on the step category, let's select 5. So it seems that we didn't select these 2, and also that one. Yep, all of them are actually 5. Okay, so this is happening because on the options, the cog 1 is off. If I hit apply, you can see that it just comes out. So let's click on OK. Let's save it. And let's load it to the project. And override the existing version. And boom. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to create similar by typing CS, and now I have a beautiful family. I can just turn on the cog 2 and it will just beautifully sketch it. If I want to have, for example, I don't know, just something here. This time the cog 1 should be on, and you can have it. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the end of this video, and thank you so much for watching.